our government is very good at distracting us. They will throw something, then they know you guys are gonna clash. Then while you guys are clashing over something that's menial, wanaenda, they are privatizing parastatals.
Pointing out what the president promised,
Yeah.
and what he did
hasn't
not
delivered.
He did not deliver.
Yeah.
So whatever he promised has never delivered.
Yeah.
I was in a conversation yesterday with a guy who was pro Ruto to the bone, and he is anti Ruto to the bone.
What changed?
Because of what he was doing, because he has not delivered what he stated.
The 2026 annual conference of the Kenya Nurses Association of America, KNAA, is happening in Baltimore from September 17th through the 19th at the Sheraton Baltimore North Hotel in Towson, Maryland. Early registration is now open at $250 until July 1st. After that, it goes up to $300. Vendor and sponsorship opportunities are also available, but space is limited. Registration details are on your screen, and the links are pinned in the comments and description below. For inquiries, call 848-224-1201 or email info@kenyannursesUSA.org. That's info@kenyannursesUSA.org. We also have to look at our education system. What is it that we can do to make sure that these things are embedded in our education system, such that, like even kids who are in first, second grade, they're already getting exposed to these ideas slowly by slowly, such that by the time mtu amefika, like amemaliza high school, that's not the first time he's encountering, kitu inaitwa finance bill or kitu inaitwa hii, because with what the Gen Z revolt did, which was also a very big achievement, it got people to start being curious with what happens in those four walls of parliament.
Exactly.
What is going on in there? Yes. And people started taking those laws and reviewing them. And then another thing that also happens is that our government is very good at distracting us. They will throw something, then they know you guys are gonna clash. Then while you guys are clashing over something that's menial, wanaenda, they are privatizing parastatals. Multiple parastatals. Big things that are going to affect so many people, but because they know that the attention of the news media is not there, and people launch onto what they see on news media and forward to each other. So there also has to be mechanisms of, unaona kama vile kuna C-SPAN hapa. C-SPAN is a boring channel, but to me it's very exciting, because every day they will talk about what is happening in Congress. So hakuna kuficha, even those things that they wanataka kupitisha haraka haraka, there's a C-SPAN. So I don't know how we can create our own version of C-SPAN, so that even when these bills are being introduced, because sometimes it takes time from when a bill is introduced to when it's being passed. By the time imefika sijui second, third reading, hapo imeenda mbali sana, and by the time you guys start making noise, it's a bit too late, because those MPs are co-opted.
And not only that, I think you mentioned it quite well, how Ruto and Trump have been able. There's a mechanism, there's a playbook that they have.
Yes, they've mastered it.
To distract.
Yes.
Right? This is what this guy, Steve Bannon, said, flood.
Yeah.
Flood the zone. Flood the zone. But you're flooding with irrelevant stuff.
Yes.
But hapa katikati, hapa tu, right here in between, kuna vitu zinapitishwa.
Yes.
But there are people who are eagle-eyed. Lakini in Kenya, we are being... Okay, here's the thing.
Flood the zone.
Flood the zone. Epstein.
Yeah.
Flood the zone.
That's why you see when something big is happening, either someone is going on the moon or the UFOs files are coming out.
Because what? Because once Epstein, ukisikia Epstein, flood the zone. But here's the thing. Like even in Kenya right now, what's happening is with Ruto, and what is him and his tiff with KTN, or let's say Gideon Moi.
Standard.
Flooding the zone.
What I'm reading is very simple, is that what KTN is doing is actually literally pointing out what the president promised, and what he did not deliver. He did not deliver. So whatever he promised has never delivered. I was in a conversation yesterday with a guy who was pro Ruto to the bone, and he is anti-Ruto to the bone.
What changed?
Because of what he was doing, because he has not delivered what he stated. It's a good thing to have a manifesto. But I think in Kenya, again, ideology and reading and whatever, that is one thing. Like you said, sometimes reading, people are listening to what they're being told in the media. What do I saw me? It's not until when during when the finance bill now started being translated is when now, into all these languages, that now Mokoro pale Roysambu ama pale Wargadud or whatever, and is understanding what is happening. When you break down how these people are talking about SHA, making you having to register, right? And you cannot get treated unless you subscribe, right? But when even you subscribe, chances are you're only going to get a bed, or you're going to get, you have to pay for your own pamba, elastoplast, and whatnot, all right? And sometimes there's no doctor, nurses, tembe, hakuna, you don't have whatever. When you paint that picture, but then you tell them that their own representative, their MP, their senator, whatever, whenever they want to go and get treated, they fly out of the country on your tax dime and whatever. I mean, those are the things that 625 brought about, because the people started, unaanza kusoma katiba, unaanza kuelewa the roles, and we actually even had a conversation. I tried to understand the roles. Ali was trying to teach us the role of the Senate, the role of Parliament, and how they are different.
So